What a great day to be at Richard Medical Academy, and a pleasure to meet the campus director. Please introduce yourself.
Hi.
Yes.
My name is Rod Farthing. I'm the campus director for Richard Medical Academy in Toledo, Ohio. And I'm privileged to be here. I'm privileged to work for the organization. We have been in business since I believe it was around 2013 or 14 is when they started. I've known the owner for a number of years. I was here when he started. I started as campus director in 2019. During that time, the school has undergone some pretty innovative changes.
Right.
Some of it based on what our needs were, some of it based on the fact that we had to meet the challenges of a worldwide pandemic.
Exactly.
So what we had done is we had transformed from basically a residential school to an online school because it was a state mandate that we go 100% online or simply close down.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do that to the students, but we also didn't want to put the students out without the skill set that they needed to have. So we had to become quite innovative and learn a lot of technologies very quickly on how we can better enhance the learning that the student was going to experience, whether it was online or in person.
Yeah.
So we've, over the past year and a half, we've gravitated towards using electronic textbooks so the student can access wherever they're at on whatever device that they have. We've gone to electronic tracking for time and attendance so we don't have to worry about paper being done. We've gone to digital clinical evaluations, so the student has access to those evaluations not only while they're here at school, but for life. So they're actually building a digital clinical portfolio that they have through working with eValue. In addition, our instructors have become quite proficient at using the technologies. For a while, they used it in the online classroom, and now we're using many of the same technologies in the classroom to better enhance the student learning and retention, because ultimately what our goal is to do is to prepare the student to be a good nurse and to pass the NCLEX.
And so the school basically, can you explain the programs that are run here?
Sure. We have two diploma programs. The first program is a diploma in practical nursing.
Right.
So it is a 12-month program. The student has to have completed a certified nurse assistant program in order to be accepted, as well as other outstanding requirements.
And this is accelerated.
It is an accelerated. We emphasize that to the student because they're going to class from 8:50 in the morning to 4:40 in the afternoon, Monday through Thursday.
Right.
Many students still work, and it's difficult to work during the week, so they try to cram in as much as they can on the weekend. We do explain that it is accelerated. They have to keep up. We are what is known as a clock hour school, so they have to attend so many theory hours in the classroom, and they have to do so many clinical hours at a clinical setting and so many lab hours.
Right.
And in the clinical and lab, they're evaluated by a clinical or lab instructor in the competencies and skills that they have.
Right.
And that happens over and over again. That's the practical nursing program.
Right.
We also have a 12-month accelerated RN program, a registered nursing program. In order to get into that program, and it's also, as I said, a diploma program, you have to be a current licensed practical nurse. It has to be a valid, unencumbered license. So they come in, their first quarter is basically a transition from practical nursing to registered nursing in terms of the scope of responsibility, what the difference in the laws are, what the higher level of skill sets that they're going to need to have. Again, as with the practical nursing program, the registered nursing program is also accelerated. So they're in class from 8:50 to 4:40 Monday through Thursday, just like the practical nurse students. If they have a clinical, that clinical may start as, excuse me, as early as 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
and go to 3 o'clock. It depends on the clinical rotation of the clinical site that they go to.
Right.
The clinical sites for the PN and the RN program will differ somewhat based on the skill sets that they need to develop.
Right.
Most of the RN sites are at a hospital or hospital type setting, whereas the practical nurse clinical sites are going to be in a more of a long-term care facility.
That's wonderful. Can we talk about the caliber of instructors that we have? Because speaking to students yesterday, they were, so excited to express how, the lecturers, the instructors, the teachers have been very supportive, and they feel like they're really gaining the knowledge that they need. Yeah.
I'm a bit biased because I work here, but I believe that we have perhaps the best nursing instructional staff in the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Let me explain why I say that. Our program administrator, Dr. Kelly Noe, has a doctorate in nurse practitioner leadership,
Awesome.
DNP in leadership. And we actually hired her away from a local university where she was in charge, the senior coordinator of the nursing program there.
Right.
And Dr. Noe had brought several folks from that university. Dr. Mary Jo Maurer. Dr. Mary Jo was the program administrator at that university in the nursing program.
Right.
And then Dr. Hollis Hamilton was the dean of the nursing program at that university. In addition, one of our staff, Dr. Lakeisha Sims, had attended that university and picked up her doctorate as well. So currently right now, not only do they have years of experience in nursing education, but 5 of the 11 instructors that we have currently have doctorates. There is one instructor that will receive her doctorate, Marge Waterworth, in December.
Yeah.
And then the balance of the instructors, with the exception of one, have a master's in nursing.
That is awesome.
It is.
Yes.
What it does, it provides us with that breadth and depth of knowledge and experience that really helps the student retain and understand the information.
Yeah. Speaking to the students, they were so happy and grateful at the level of, support they're getting, and how knowledgeable the instructors are. So it's a great thing. Yeah. So what other resources are there to support the students? Because being in an accelerated program can be pretty rough. Do you have other resources to help the students?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, one of the resources that makes us a bit unique is that even though it's an accelerated program, our class size is traditionally smaller than at a typical college or university. To us, a large class has 20 students.
Right.
For a large university, that is a small class.
Yes.
So if we have a class of 10 to 12 to 15 students, they're going to get a lot more individualized attention and support from the instructor. In addition to the support in the classroom, we've engaged and changed our curriculum. We really didn't change the curriculum, we changed how we delivered the curriculum to the student. We now use electronic textbook tools, which provide a tremendous amount of simulation and repetition, and they can access those tools 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on any device that they have that's connected to the internet.
Right.
Many of our students commute, sometimes an hour to 2 hours each way. The electronic textbooks have the option for that student to be read to by the textbook while they're commuting.
Wow.
So they can take that downtime. Because it is an accelerated program, it's often difficult for a student to find time to keep up with all the required reading. So that reading can assist, and then they can fine-tune and go over it and bookmark it instead of just rote reading when they get home.
Right. Wow, that's awesome. And also, the school is growing. The last time I was here, there was maybe half the size. What are you doing to attract so many students?
Right now,
the growth is tremendous.
The growth, we anticipated that we might have taken a hit during the pandemic. But we actually, during that time, doubled our size.
Right.
And we attribute it mostly to our current student body, our faculty population,
Right.
the reputation that we have as a nursing educational institution is increasing in the marketplace. Our graduates go out, they're passing the NCLEX, they're working, and they're talking positively about their
Yeah.
educational experiences here.
Yeah, you're doing a wonderful job here. Now, there are students out there or potential students that may be looking at RMA for their next stop. So, what encouraging word do you have for someone who's thinking of going into nursing, either LPN or RN bridge program? What do you have to say to them?
I would
Yes.
have the student come in and talk to our admissions staff. They want to make sure that the student fully understands what it's all about, what the requirements are going to be, what the sacrifices are going to be, to make sure they make an informed decision, whether they go to school with us or they go to school with someplace else, or
Right.
decide that this isn't for them.
Yeah.
Because nursing school is a very challenging environment, and if you don't want to be a nurse, this is probably not a place you should be.
Yeah. So hard work and determination. Yeah.
We show them that we have the tools,
Yeah.
the technology, and the resources, and our mission is about the student, to help them grow and be a successful, fulfilling nurse and passing the NCLEX.
Yeah.
So we
And
wanna
one great thing about the school, as I went around, is the diversity of students here. You know, there are students from all over different backgrounds, religions, and yeah. So,
I would say that
yeah.
we are kind of a mini United Nations.
Yes.
We have students from multiple continents.
Yeah.
Here we have students from the Indian continent, we have students from the Middle East, we have students from the African continent, and students here in the United States. So not only do our students get exposure to all the different nursing technologies, but they do get exposure to a wide variety of different cultures and
Yes.
ethnicities. So as far as diversity, we are a very diverse institution.
It's wonderful, and they talk about how accepting everyone is, and what a supportive and enabling environment that they have here. So great job you are doing, and we wish you well. And any students that are thinking of coming to RMA, this is the place to be, right?
It absolutely is.
Yes.
We'd love to talk to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you.